Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have for you some new purchases, and I'm not showing you anything yet because I'm just dropping stuff. Drop everything and watch the Coin Geek. Let's go. So 1864, this is the Indian head cent variety. I want to say penny and cent at the same time and offend everybody. Uh, and and this is the earlier issues on these are some of my favorites because the copper nickel composition. And they're very hard to find really nice coins and very hard to find holders that aren't scratched apparently. But this coin is really lovely. Glad to have an example of an earlier copper nickel variety coin that is struck well and has some decent luster to it. These particular coins didn't hold up well over time. A couple things, they were really soft metal. So they would, and they'd have sometimes these weak strikes to them where you'll see up here in the headdress like almost no detail on a high grade coin. And that's hard to tell what the coin's grade is when you see a lot of, when you see very little detail. And then you got to get the luster, and of course these coins aren't as lustrous just by the composition of metal as some of the other coins were. So this coin, PCGS, is graded MS64. It's a nice coin. Probably north of $500 on a coin like that. By the way, sometimes I throw out numbers on the show and I'm just really going by memory, so sometimes I'm off a little bit. But I'm really excited. So this coin is the same composition basically as the 64, and so these Flying Eagle pennies also were very hard to get nice coins on. And I want to show you about what I mean by the soft strike on these coins. This coin also has just those nice even fields to it, but look at the S in United States, right? I'm gonna even have to zoom in here a little closer, I think. Let's go here, here we go. And you see the soft areas and kind of how it looks. So, and even look at, so it's the United States of America, but look at even the word United, how the lettering near the rim is bold, but look at the bottom of the E. And look at the bottom of the U and the I, and you can see just what happens with coins when they're struck unevenly. And you know, just you kind of have to learn to be aware of what that looks like on different coin series. And this coin here, once again, hard to tell exactly because once again we have a case that's really schmutzy. We tried to clean them up as best we could. MS61. One of my favorite coins, probably a $600 coin, something like that, maybe a little bit north of that, but really has a type of luster that once you get it at the angle in the light you can see. Does not have the rolling luster that you will see on a lot of coins. These came with a little bit more of a off and on luster, I guess I'd say. They don't have that same cartwheel effect on a lot of these coins that you'd see on something else. All right, and now for something completely different. So this coin here has some of the most insane eye appeal I've ever seen on a Lincoln cent. This is Fireball Orange with Comet Tail infused nitro color, and it's just amazing. So look at this coin. Like this is going to sound stupid. You can actually tell how giddy I am looking at this coin, which is stupid because I really try to play things straight most of the time. I know none of you ever believe that, but I'm just saying, like, man, that I wish all my coins had this visual eye appeal. It's just eye candy. Lovely, lovely. So this coin is NGC 65 red brown. Who cares? Like, who cares that it's a 65 red brown? The coin is stunning. Also, FS1102. So let's grab our FS book here and take a quick look at that. This is the 111102. And so this is a slight double die variety. This is not a big double die variety. You're looking at just a little bit of extra thickness. It's very hard to see it all. And you can see some doubling in Liberty. I don't think I can actually film this properly, but you'll see in the price guide also, they'll show you, this is an older price guide, but they kind of get an idea of if the coin is much more rare per the variety versus the normal coin. And I'm not going to be able to show you a whole lot other than one of the things that I noticed right away when I looked in the book was see all the blocks inside the B and the R. That is very noticeable on that particular coin, on that variety. And man, I kind of want to be a coin collector after looking at that coin. I tell you what, very cool stuff. Also, as long as we're looking at stuff like that, let's go to this 44. And this one also, we've got cherry picker number. And I don't know if I can get a close enough image for you on this guy. But this is the 44 D over S. And in this version of the D over S, there's a couple different ones. What you're going to see is just see the tail fin sticking out of the back of the D, like dead center on the back of the D. And you can see just like a little remnant. So south of in between the 9 and the D. But the other variety, you can see like the S above the D, which is really cool. This is the FS 512 D over S, MS64 red. And this coin here, once again, we'll get out the old cherry picker guide and find the differences. You can see on this guy here that there it is, that flagship sticking out the back of the D. And then the one before that that's really cool is you can actually really make out the S. I prefer errors or varieties where you can really see with a 10 power loop stuff that's easy to see. And I'm not as big of a fan of things that take a microscope. So there's that. But one of the things I want to show you guys is, so I got this 31S here. And this coin, you know, each year in mint mark kind of has its own look to it. And one of the things that's really, really noticeable is, you know, these 1909s have this pretty bold cut and design and strike to them, usually on both sides of the coin. And then you get to the 31S and everything is a little mushy, like a little flat looking. And that's even on a really, really lustrous example. Great luster on this coin. And, you know, a little bit of spotting from the years. But everything kind of has this flat look to it. Like the United States of America portion is really very not strong. MS64 red in an older PCGS holder, Gen 2.2 or whatever it is. Why do I pretend? But this is a coin that's north of $200 on that guy. So we interrupt this penny frenzy show here to show you something that's not a penny and is kind of fun. So I've got this 1901 $10 gold piece from the San Francisco Mint. Cool coin, right? Nice uncirculated example, just gentle little marks on the thing. But what's fun is it's with an old NCI Institute card, right? And they've got the bold little emblazoned area there in the middle for their photo grade. You know, and to make sure the coin is the same, usually what you want to try to do, look at me tilting this like I'm looking at a coin. What a dork. All right, so sometimes you can find identifying marks from the photos. So if you look at these two marks, there's one to the right and one to the left of the eagle's head. All right, now there's lots of little marks, but remember when you take a photo, depending on the angle, see like at this angle you don't see the mark to the right of the head, and then at this angle you do. So on the photo that's going to happen, right? But let's take a closer look, shall we? See those marks? That's going to help you understand what's there. And this is such a wild thing, right? Because first of all, it's cool. It's got their date from 12/10 of 86, and then the owner's stated value and the certified grade MS6363. You know, they used to have split grades on stuff, which I'm a fan of. I think we should do that still. And look who it's registered to, huh? Now, I'm not good with acronyms. I'm sure that stands for something other than the Coin Geek. But, man, that's a hard one for me to part ways with once I saw that on there. But lots of legalism on the back. This is not an annex certificate. This may be my favorite thing about the entire production. Not an annex certificate. You know that you're competing with somebody else's material when you have to say it's not their material. That's too funny. Too funny. Well, we turned into kind of like this penny frenzy here today, and next up is this 1995, which of course you're thinking 95, what are we doing here? But I remember when these came out. These were super popular, crazy popular. The 1995 double die, and they're really hard to see. After you get used to the 55 double die, you're like, what is all this stuff? That's a halfway decent look. You can see it especially in the B and Liberty, you know, some of the doubling there. And then the place where it is most obvious is when you get up into the lettering near the top. But of course, because of this being in the type of holder it is in, it's harder to make out. But there's a pretty good look at the GOD, the original OG, and then some of the other lettering it's not as pronounced in. And then the dates, to me, always been the hardest part to see on these. I tend to just look at the Liberty and then the In God to see if I can see any doubling on it. So MS68 red, this group also had a 67 red, both NGC older holders. Pretty wild coins. I'm not sure what these are trading at. So this time I'm not going to make something up, but it's kind of fun. Last but not least, I hope you saved your appetite for something cool. Because last but not least, I've got a coin that I think you probably thought I should have led with, but you know, it's good that you stayed around for the whole video because this coin is pretty spectacular and a very interesting coin, a type of coin I don't get very often, and the type of coin that costs probably double what my first car cost. 1870 $3 gold piece. For those of you who are kind of paying attention a little bit, you may have noticed this is a little bit older generation PCGS holder, and super lustrous and has a lot of little contact marks going on there. But this is what a coin should look like, a $3 gold piece should look like when you're able to get all the detail up into the hairline, right? And then, you know, that's almost as good as they come. Sometimes you'll see just a touch more under the eye and Liberty there in the headdress. You'll see a little flatness, and sometimes you can get them struck up to where that hairline is complete, but a lot of times they're kind of flat there. Even on a fully struck coin, it'll be flat. But you know, there's these huge open fields on these coins compared to some of the other coins, and of course, a lot of bigger contact marks on this coin here. And then we'll look again at the reverse because it's just pretty. $3, 1870. Really pretty coin. So this is PCGS MS61, 1870. The type of coin that, realistically, if I had my CAC membership going on, I would send this out and get it cacked because you know, that's kind of what the people want nowadays. But overall, I'm still going to sell it that way. You know, in this market that we're in currently, nicer coins demand a premium, and we'll see what we can do on this coin. But this is I think probably close to $6,000 in the condition that it is in, and really tough coin to locate. The $3 gold piece series is one that I don't recommend you try to collect. That's why would you even say that out loud, Ben? I don't know. Probably because I'm just assuming that most of us don't have the money to try to collect this series of coins, you know, but because they started in 1854, and then you have coins like the 54D, which is, you know, 1100 made, and they start at like 20 grand. But anyway, they actually made them a long time. I mean, they made them into the 1880s. But a lot of these have mintages of like un poquito, right? Just really low mintages. So the 1870 coin actually also, look at this, 3,500 minted. That's not a lot of coins. That's just not a lot of coins. And they only made 35 of the proofs. I've only handled one proof $3 gold piece. I wish I had that coin. But anyways, also if I could put an S on this coin, that would be cool. All right, very good. Thanks guys so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.